Howdy out there. This is Ed, the CNC dude, down in sweltering hot Sarasota, Florida area. And I will be going into my pool later. But anyway, I'm going to do another Immerse to learn, and I'm just going to do this raw. We're adding in Fusion 360 in our courses, so we're going to also show you the login. By the way, I'm going to go show you a quickie on how you track students. So I'm gonna log in as a teacher, right? And then I got my password. Of course, you can do this at home or in class. And then you got to do the I'm not a robot and log in. Log in. Here we go. Oop, something went wrong. You know the password dilemma. Did I spell my name right? And I'm not into editing, so you have to see me with all my flaws. Success. All right, as a teacher, I have multiple classes going on here, but I'll also show you the student view of what they see. So, like in this class here, this class right here, I can go in and look at progress. This is everybody that's in the class, what they've been doing, what they haven't been doing. That's number one. This would be who's in the class also. You can eligible for final. You can shut them off at a certain time, what their usernames are and stuff. Okay. This is editing the course right here. So this one, we just have this small chunk right here. And let's go back. Student information. Same thing here. So this has got their emails and all that kind of stuff. All right. Oops. Did I go too far back? Am I still in? All right. So your basic class would be this. This is the newest one. Total Machinist and Mastercam. And I actually made some of my duplicates and I labeled it STC. All right, let's go into class. All right, I'm going to go down because we're developing the Fusion 360, so I got to use the Mastercam blueprints. So, I already downloaded. That's kind of dumb of me. All right, let me go find them. Downloads. Oh, here it is, bottom cover step. I'll do the same one I did before. So I'm going to download this bottom cover step in Fusion. So hold on a second while I pause. Okay, here we got Fusion coming up. I'm at my home version, which is the normal install. And if you're in a school, you have to do something called a lab install. All right, so in Fusion we have cloud folder storage here, all on the left. These are all different folders here. So actually, let's go in as student. Let me sign out. I'll use my test student. All right, and go back in, sign back in again, and I'll go in as my star student Pokey. Right there's Pokey right there. All right, go to product, going in. So it says education license. Pokey's team. He named his own team Pokey's team, and he's also a member of the school team. So we'll just do everything in Pokey's team for now. But later on, the instructor would say, "I want you to do all the work in the school team, so we can both work as team members, and I can see what you're doing." But for now, we got recent data, and these are all the projects here. So you got asset libraries. There is a sample areas down here. Got Team Pokey, whatever he wants to name his stuff. So we'll just do this one. We'll call it new project. Immerse to learn Fusion Cam. Bam. All right. All right. we are in. And if I want it to be up top, I can put the green button on there. It's always up top. Okay, it says upload. So I got to go get that file. Get the file. Get the file. Get the file. Bottom cover. You know what? I think I'll do the challenge. It's different. Upload. And it also asks me where do I want to upload it. I want to upload this file folder. There it comes in. All right, even says upload progress. It's in the cloud now. I don't have to put it in the school computer, my computer, a USB, or I got these portable hard drives I used to have. It's all in the cloud. It follows me everywhere. All right, here's my bottom cover. So I'm going to open up the cover, model, and then I can get a bigger screen by just closing that. And it usually comes in, this is what we call the home view, or most people know it as the isometric view. There's a grid pattern on here. We got top view. It's got a cube on it. You can rotate. You can rotate with your mouse if you want. You hit home. It goes back to home. If you want top, it will go to top. You can flip it this way, that way. All right. Zoom in and out. Down here, there's some settings. Like if I don't want that grid, I can show it or not show it. I do not recommend snap the grid, by the way. And up here it says origin. If I turn on origin, there is the origin. So it might not be in the right place, or I can actually either move it or just leave it where it is and work on it that way. And this is in the design area. This is the body. And we're not designing, but if you were to design, you'd want to turn on the design history. So if you're like a SolidWorks user, you would understand what that meant. So on this side, we got design, and we're just going to be using design, manufacture, and blueprint drawing. These are the only three, but you have a lot of other stuff here. Okay. In the design here, we got solid, surface, mesh, form, sheet metal. I've used this one. It's pretty cool. Sheet metal, plastic, and some utilities and some management stuff. But you'd be all in solid, and if you had to start drawing, you could do create sketch. But you can actually do modifications also if you needed to modify this or update the model. I'm going to just shut the origin off so I don't have to look at it. Okay. First thing we want to do is go to manufacture. I'm going to go to do a setup. And notice I wasn't paying attention up here, so I hit setup, and I hit new setup, and it thinks it's round because it thought it was a turning. So I can switch it right here also, mill, all right? So right away it makes like a suggested material. So we're already kind of halfway there. I'm going to go to stock and post-process. These are my three biggie tabs here. So this one would be where do I want my X, Y, Z coordinate? What am I trying to do? The body. And if I add any fixtures, I can add that in. All right, stock. Size. Let me look at, this is actually what the stock size is computing based on the model. Or if you did fixed size box, it kind of rounds it off to round numbers. So you say 5 by 5, and I'm like, I think that the whole thing is 5 by 5. So maybe we should go to relative, and we'll make this like 0.05. Yeah. And we want to make this taller. So I'm going to make, let's see, top offset, I'm going to make it 0.02, and bottom offset 0.33. Nope, I did my math wrong. 2.3. There we go. 1 inch thick. So you should be able to get 1 inch thick plate and maybe saw cut it and mill some ends, because I don't think you could buy it at 5.1. So post process, it's got a suggested program number. I usually leave it at that. And the comment line I'm going to put in here is Pokey's initials, PD, OP1, BOT, cover C. And WCS offset number 1, which is G54. All right, back to setup. Where do I want to put my 0? I like upper left corner personally, so I could do model related, stock related, the origin, or some kind of random point. So I'm going to keep it on stock, do the upper left corner right there. Now I'm done with setup. Hit OK. And it's actually saving it right here. It even says V1 for version 1. So if I go back to my tile here, it even says I am active, P, Pokey's active, version 1. So you can actually go back in time. All right, machining. Now, I probably have a tool list that goes with this, but I'm going to just do it off the top of my head. But we'll have a tool list, say what tools I'm going to use. Actually, let's see if we can find that out. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. We have a tool list here. 3-inch face mill, 1/2-inch mill, drill, tap, and a chamfer mill. Okay, let's close this up. We're probably going to provide you with a suggested tool library, but we can also use the tools that are built into Fusion. So we're going to do facing. Face mill would be the first thing to do. So I go to 2D face. And right up here, select a tool. Tool library. And I got Immerse tool and CNC mill tools. Oh, I already have them right here. Look there, I uploaded them. I want the 3-inch face mill. And right down here it says cutting data. So we have suggested feeds and speeds. Already set. Hit select. Feeds and speeds are basically done, but we can turn this into a feed and speed lesson. What surface feed means, what's feed per tooth mean. We have flood coolant on already. All right, go to tab number 2. What geometry are we cutting? It's actually identifying the top already. So I don't need to do any more there. Heights, or linking parameters if you were in Mastercam. We're trying machine model top. Yes. We're starting from stock top. Yes. And we're going to keep a relationship to that. So I'm just going to leave it on the defaults. I'll go to passes. We're just doing one cut only. And these are entry moves and exit moves. I'm just going to see what we get. Hit OK. And there we go. I have my face mill. I actually have in my preferences tab, which is up in the pokey area here. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't in that area. I should put it in the simulation area. But I made this translucent, and here's my material. So let's do this is G-code, setup sheet, and simulate. All right, so right now in this, it says I can make it transparent. I can show all the toolpath or have it disappear. I can use operation. Let's keep it on operation for now. And how much do I want to see? So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Hit play. Turn it on. Notice it's turning green. That means it's cutting. Green is good. There we go. Exit stage left. If I put comparison mode on, it actually says right over here, positive material. Probably need to get myself out of the way. Right there. Blue is extra, green is good, red is bad. All right, put myself back. Let's rewind this. Simulate again. Or you could do right click or up here. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I stuck? No, this isn't closed. That's why. Exit. Right click. Simulate. You can do it that way. There we go. Green is good. All right, now we need to do some roughing. In the olden days, we used to always use 2D Pocket. That's becoming like an old way of doing things. We still use pocketing for doing finishing of floors. We like using the adaptive clearing. So we got 2D and we have 3D. Either one will work. I'll actually try 2D. All right. I'm going to go select a new tool. The tool is at 1/2 inch. So up here I have a filter turn on, and I have, let's see, if I pick flat and mill. No, now you have to go to the tools. Go to the tools. Tools. Tools that are stored in my cloud, by the way, not in the computer. I'm going to use my 1/2 inch end mill. Down here there's some feeds and speed data. And you can have it set up for your machines if your machines are 6,000 RPM max machines or 10,000. So this one is a library set up for 6,000 max. So I'm going to tell them we're going to use the adaptive 30% because in aluminum you can take pretty big step overs. Let's select. Adaptive 30 preset, go down the line here. Geometry, it says what pocket do I want to do? That one right there. My height commands, selected contour. Don't need to pick anything more there. I want to leave material, 20 and 20 is good. Multiple depths should not be necessary with adaptive. And multi-axis, we're just 3-axis right now. And I'll leave everything else here alone. But I can go over like how much up and down I want to stay. Lift height is also known as micro lift. And I can actually ramp up this feed rate to a faster number, like 400, which is like the rapid on a TM1 or a mini mill, because it's a non-cutting. It'll actually save a lot of time. Hit OK. Boom. Ramps in and machines it all out. But this is not finished yet. We should finish the outside. There's definitely other ways to do it. Some people use 3D adaptive to rough the whole thing. I wanted to show you different ways of doing it. So, 2D adaptive outside. And let me try this, actually. Actually, you know what I can do? I can duplicate this operation, and this will save me a lot of time. All right, I'm going to go edit. I'm going to go in here and say, I don't want to do that. I want to do the outside. Hit OK. It identified it. Look at that. It didn't need to take off much. Done. Let's finish some, let's see. We're going to do pocketing for the inside. We're going to keep it on the same tool, still selected. I'm going to select pocket on my presets. I'm going to pick the pocket. And check my other settings. Everything's good. We're going to go finish. We're doing 3-axis and we're doing everything else normal. Hit OK. Boom. Finishes. And maybe I want to get rid of that spiral so we can work on that because that's already been cut. So this is ramping is how to get in there. So I'd say let's go to plunge. And we're going to stop at 100 thousandths. Bink, so it's going to stop and then feed in. Now I could put a little like ramping move in there. I would probably prefer to do that. Just I don't want it to like plunge in like a drill. I want to get a nice, beautiful finish. Zigzag. Ooh, I like that. And ramp start. Step down. Ramp clearance. These are some things I probably need to learn a little bit more on. And also pull this up. There we go. Up. And if I need more screen, there we go. Pull this up. And up. Hit enter. So it's got some zigzag, so I could probably zigzag a little bit closer. Okay. Let's add in a 2D contour from the outside. We're using the same 1/2 inch tool. I'm going to pick the contour preset. I'm going to pick the contour, but I got to be very careful where I pick this. I cannot pick that one. I need to pick this one right here, the outside one. And notice that the red arrow is on the outside. If it's on the inside, it's going to cut the wrong way. So I'm going to click the arrow. If I can get to it. Come on, little arrow. When in doubt, start over. I'm going to hit the double click. That fits the screen. I'll go back to home view. I'll go back to contouring. And I'm going to use the contour feeds and speeds. And outside, red arrow on the outside. Done. And then I can add in the tapping and drilling after this. But I'm going to stop this. This has been pretty long, 20 minutes. But this is a good intro to what's going to be coming up in the Immerse to Learn series, adding Fusion 3, Autodesk Fusion, as it's now known. So I'll do a file save, but this will also auto-save. Notice it says it'll update to version 2 in a minute. Right there. So if I wanted to go back in time, like I forgot what I was doing, I'll go back to version 1. And it'll go back to that. I can actually go back to other, I can do my undos a lot. So if I want to get back and got a little bit lost, so let's do a quickie simulation, and then later on I can show you machine simulation. So, but for now, let's keep it simple. All right, cut the top. Green is good, red is bad. Rough, rough, rough. I like using tail on toolpath, so it disappears. There we go. Green is good. Green is good. Done. So we'll add some chamfering, we'll drill some holes, and then we'll work on the second operation. And we're going to carry over the stock to the second operation. So some pretty easy stock handling in this. Okay, CNC Dude signing off.